How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Flicking Things. My name is Daniel, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Creator. So, going into this movie, I was really anticipating it. After I saw the previews, after I saw the trailers, in theaters, and then when I heard Gareth Edwards was attached to it, that got me even more excited because I'm a pretty big fan of Godzilla, the one he did, the I forgot what year it was. A few years ago. I was a pretty big fan of that movie, and Rogue One. Initially, I didn't really care too much for Rogue One, but after watching it a couple more times after I saw it in theaters, I've come to appreciate it more, and I feel like it's one of the better Star Wars movies that we've seen in recent memory, because the sequel trilogy is not that good, but that's a whole different story. But anyways, after watching this movie, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed, more so underwhelmed with this movie, to be honest. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie. I actually really enjoyed the movie, but I do feel like it follows a lot of the tropes when it comes to these type of movies, this type of genre, when it's like a escort type of mission, where one character, it's usually a character that's either hired or something along the lines to do an escort mission, and then next thing you know, things take a turn for the worse. Everything just doesn't go according to plan, and then the protagonist usually has to adapt. And so that's what I mean when it follows those types of tropes, and that's why I was a little disappointed, because I was looking for something a little more fresh and a little more new and more thought-provoking, and something that we haven't seen before. But unfortunately, this is something we've seen before. I don't know, I guess one of the main reasons why I also was kind of a little disappointed was because, I don't know about you guys, but I've been kind of drained out and just kind of over superhero movies and sequels and reboots and all that stuff that all these big blockbuster movies are pumping out, and I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, I want something fresh, I want something new that we haven't seen before, that sort of kind of has that big budget look. This movie isn't necessarily a big budget movie, but it sure does look like it, honestly. I'll get into that a little bit, but yeah, so I just wanted a good blockbuster movie that was really original, and something just completely something that we haven't seen before. But unfortunately, like I said, it's not. It's it leans heavily on these type of escort mission tropes and stuff. It's not to say that it's a bad movie. I did enjoy the movie, but I just wanted something more. Now, I gotta say, the two standouts in this movie is John David Washington and the little kid, the girl who plays like the main AI robot, whatever you want to call him. I thought they did a really fantastic job, and like I said, John David Washington did great in this movie. And then the female character, the little girl, she did great as well. But unfortunately, another gripe I have with the movie is I don't really buy their chemistry together, because I do feel like a lot of things are rushed in this movie. Like, I feel like this movie is actually 2 hours and 13 minutes, and you would think that'd be plenty of time to build these characters up. But I don't know, I just feel like the whole movie was like rushed. I feel like it could have been another 25 half hour type of movie, because I feel like they could have built upon the world around them, and we could have got more understanding of the world that's around them, and then also building the chemistry together. But everything just felt rushed. Like, I feel like we're going from one scene to the next. There was certain things that happened and unfolded at the end of the movie that's supposed to like hit you emotionally. I feel like, and you're supposed to make you feel for these characters, and it's supposed to be really impactful, but it just honestly fell flat. And this one scene in particular that kind of like made me mad. I was like, this is completely unnecessary. Like, if you're gonna do this, I feel like you should spend more time with these two characters, and the payoff would be better. And I don't know if you guys see this movie, maybe you might know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like, there's a one scene towards the end of the movie where a particular situation happens, and for me, it just fell flat. And I know I'm being pretty negative with this review, but like I said, it's an enjoyable film. Actually, do recommend you guys checking it out. What I did like is like the special effects. Like I mentioned before, this movie does feel like a big blockbuster movie, but they only spent like $80 million to make it, which is pretty impressive what they did with this movie and how they pulled it off. I thought the music was great. I thought the sound, the sound stage and everything that was, especially when fighting scenes, I thought the sounded fantastic. And just the entire world itself felt like very real. It felt like, you know, very futuristic, like a futuristic utopia. And that's what I mean. Like, I wanted more of that. I want, like, you know, there was things that are going on in the world that I was like, oh, like I want to see like how they live in this world and just more world building. And I honestly wouldn't mind a part two of this movie because I feel like there's a potential that you can do for a part two. But unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen because as we speak, this movie is actually doing pretty bad at the box office, which is unfortunate. I feel like movies like this, although I don't think it's a great movie, I feel like movies like this, you know, still should be seen in the theaters because that way, you know, it would encourage studios to make these types of movies. It's definitely in the right direction, you know. Like I said, I'm glad that this is not a sequel or reboot to anything. It's completely a brand new, I would say on surface level, brand new concept. But like I said, obviously there's some tropes in there that are very cliche and we've seen them before. But it's definitely something that we haven't seen in a while. And that's why I kind of really appreciate this movie. But like I said, it's an enjoyable film. I wasn't bored at all throughout the whole movie. I was actually, you know, pretty entertained. I was actually into the movie the whole time. Now, once I felt bored, but like I said, since there's like so much good in this like world that they're in, I want to see more of that. And it's a very rare thing when I say that the movie should have been longer. Because like I said, 2 hours and 13 minutes, which I think it is, that's how long it is. It's plenty of time. But for a movie like this, that's, you know, presenting a big scale type of universe, I do feel like there should be time, more time spent in building this world. I do think you guys should definitely check this movie out. I do think it's worth watching. Like I said, it's enjoyable, but if you're expecting something to be, you know, completely blow your mind and be thought provoking, I feel like this movie isn't it. But if you're looking for some, you know, fun action and enjoyable time, I do think, you know, you might like this, you know. And if you're okay with seeing all those, you know, like I said, tropes and stuff, I think you will have a good time. I did enjoy the movie. I just don't think it was great. All right, so that's gonna do it for my review. I'm gonna give this movie a rating. I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 iRobots. If you keep your expectations at bay and you understand what you're getting into, you will find this movie enjoyable. All right, so that's going to do it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next one. See you.